Thank you again for watching HEESH Worldwide Publishing News. This is your guy, Prentice Johnson, coming at you with another episode. The name of this episode is System 2. Our last episode, we spoke about the pandemic, and I was able to show you some statistics regarding the pandemic, also guide you to where you can actually see those statistics. Today, we're going to talk about the economy. I want you to take a look here. Currently, world economy is about $88 trillion. Okay. This one breaks it down in percentage by region. Africa, Australia, Latin America, and Caribbean, Middle East, Europe, Asia, North America. It's broken down quite plainly so that you can actually see. Okay. Okay. If you add this particular region all together, um, what is in blue and considered Asia, that is a huge territory, huge market. Okay, compared to North America. All right. United States, though, shows pretty close to a quarter of the economy. So, what you see here, $21.43 trillion plus the 1.74 leads you to pretty close to 26% of the economy. Just above 26% of the economy. United States projects that it's extremely valuable. Oh, here's the thing. It's a great thing. The world is experiencing a transition into what we call the New World Order, and it is actually coming faster than you can even imagine. Okay? Today, already, we'll take a look. Something that is going on that people aren't knowing about. Now, I have two different ways of investing. I have both stocks and cryptocurrencies, and but major factor today, what I really want to talk about is this cryptocurrency. Okay, it is truly up to you to have an understanding for what it is that you would like to do regarding. Okay, if you are a person that wants to be a business owner anytime soon, the best thing for you to do is start doing your research regarding what cryptocurrency is. Because this is the future, and no matter what happens, this is what is going to be the next economy. So we're going from those dollar bills, fiat, what we call fiat currency. The worldwide currency was the United States dollar bill to cryptocurrency. And note that there are 10,000 current cryptocurrencies. Now, all of them won't make it 10,000 different coins and tokens. All of them won't become great leads. Some of them will fall, but it takes a huge difference in industry and market in order to create the grand scheme economy. Okay. So, the things that are included in this $88 trillion world economy are going to come from the world assets and liquid currencies. All right. And my assumption is, being that it's a world uh, economy, that the vast majority of the economy will transfer into some type of cryptocurrency. Okay. So the vast majority, let's just calculate that the whole thing will touch base at the very least. Now, when I went to school, I went to college for 3 full years. I think in 5 years, there was 3 full years. I made it past junior level of college. I went into senior year of college. As I went into the senior year of college, I'd messed up. Because with my school loans, I didn't calculate the amount of time that it would take to graduate through the senior year. And by the time I got to my junior year, $40,000, which was the offering plus grants for books, was used up. It was done. Now, in those 3 years, although I excelled greatly in my business courses, most of them, I did horribly in accounting and finance. Now, I did take 2 years of principles of accounting, managerial accounting, financial accounting. I did take finance, and I did have microeconomic courses as well as macroeconomic courses. But in those courses, none of them prepared me for what's coming. I didn't have an understanding for what fiat currency was throughout all of those books. The information prepared me for a bit more balancing, a bit more organization, and an understanding for what my memory was doing at that time. It did not teach me how to calculate and guide the economic industry in the fashion that it needs to be calculated and guided. Didn't teach us about taxes, which is an understatement for the level of information that should be fed to an adult, let alone a high school teenager. The information that I learned recently has been a great blessing, okay? On top of the fact that from the homeless level, I've done about a year's worth of research on my own, learned about fiat currency, learned why it's not working, okay? I have an understanding for the entire economy as a whole, as well as inflation. Now, when you take a look at cryptocurrency and you start learning about what it is, blockchain technology, there's a realization that this currency has been created to combat basically inflation. This is the currency that's going to take us to the next level. This is the currency that, due to the way that it is kept, we can use as an economy in a barter system with actual interplanetary intelligent life forms. This is it right here. This system, blockchain, that does nothing but store information, and the value in blockchain is in information. Great value in information, on top of course, fundamentals as well as utility. Information is its value. So now, as we in our system develop the system properly, and we won't even talk about that yet, that'll be in another episode. We will now begin to develop faster ways of handling the mistakes that have come about in our distribution. And we have a way of actually creating proper value in the markets. Problem, the current problem is that not enough people are aware of this transition. From what I showed you just now, if we say that the amount, the full amount, must go into the economy, this is the new economy. Nothing can change that. All assets will have to transfer sooner or later. You're looking at an $88 trillion economy. Mind you, this economy was at 1 trillion just a month ago. And today, February 10th, is now at 1.369 trillion. Yesterday, it was at 1.4. Very volatile. $100 billion difference we're talking about here right now. Yeah, several different coins, several different tokens. 10,000. $88 trillion economy. With that said, by my calculation, my understanding is that this economy, this cryptocurrency economy, the market cap, has become extremely huge. Talking about not $1 trillion, but in the quadrillion dollars and quite possibly higher. Okay, hundreds of quadrillion dollars. Impossibility. I know for a fact, at the rate that it's going right now, in my lifetime, we will see. I'm 48 years old, going on 50 soon. Okay, a couple years. We will see over $500 trillion economy. Right now we're at 1.3 trillion. Okay, that's 500 times the market. Now, it won't be split out evenly between the 10,000 assets. What will happen is that the better of the currencies will win. Okay, but let's keep in mind, with that said, that the growth potential is outlandish. Okay, I don't think you can even understand the potential that you are passing up when you don't do your research and figure out that this economy is coming, and it's coming fast. Okay? Bitcoin was the first introduced coin. Okay, market cap currently is $841 billion, quite close to a trillion itself. That's a heck of a lot of funds. I myself believe that Bitcoin is a $4 million asset. So each one is worth $4 million. That's my belief by calculation. Okay. And with that, without the burn, okay, because it doesn't include how many Bitcoin are burned for inflation purposes. All right. This coin is worth over $84 trillion. $84 trillion by itself, market cap. We'll assume that Bitcoin can actually get to $84 trillion. Okay. Now, if you can see that, you have an understanding for what it is this asset is capable of doing. Okay. Now it's a volatile system. It's going up and down. Like I said, yesterday it was at a $1.4 trillion. Today it's come down a bit. Okay, about $100 billion difference, but it's coming up fast. And let me see. They got something called FOMO. Listen, don't miss out on this opportunity. What I'm saying is take every bit of extra time that you have to do research regarding this currency because it is an important transition that's going on. Okay. Now, again, aside from the fact that a system needs to be developed regarding this and it hasn't quite been developed properly, we need to understand that we are putting the wrong people into office. Okay. There has been an exposed issue regarding fraud inside the system. They have actually proven an inability, an incapable staff in an emergency situation. It's been 3 years. We're still in a pandemic emergency. They're talking about vaccinating people with a vaccine that they're not even sure works. So we already know that for a fact that people have died through the vaccination, but still they want to go through with it. It's almost as if they don't have anything to do. Okay. In my thought process, there's no reason for homelessness, which I've been dwelling in for the last almost 2 years. However, for them, creation of market is so important, and the fact that there is an infinite amount of possibilities doesn't even exist in their minds. They have some control theory that goes on in a negativity that marinates within them, where they have actually produced slavery and all the way up to today shown an incapability of actually running the country, the United States. Okay. So I want you to keep in mind that this is happening. The name of the asset that's being used is blockchain to create cryptocurrency, but the blockchain will be used for other things as well regarding network and system standpoint. Okay. So you keep that in mind when you're looking at stock investments, cryptocurrency investments. Those are the ones that I pay attention to right now. Trust that there are several different types. They're more stable, and you can learn about those. But when you learn, be efficient, Know what it is that you're dealing with. And we're talking about an $88 trillion market that could truly, and will, I'm sorry, I say could, will actually reach a quadrillion dollars, just a matter of time. Okay. Now, the importance when we're talking about economy is actually listed here on the US debt clock. Okay. We go to usdebtclock.org to see this information in its entirety. Okay. They say we own a quarter of the economy. However, the United States is in debt $27 trillion. It's $27.895 trillion. It's a huge debt. Our debt is 1.25 times the amount of economy that we owe. We're the only country that is that huge of an issue. All right. So even a day later, you can see how fast the national debt accumulates and the difference between the different countries. Make it look like the United States is one of the greatest countries in the world with a debt that is so far beyond belief. And this is just the part that's exposed as if there is something that's against the actual full debt. So I tell you right now, we do not take gross domestic product, okay, and put it against the national debt to get the deficit. All right, your debt in the United States is $27.899 trillion. Okay, and that's the part that's exposed. This is what they're showing us. All right, we as a citizen have a responsibility to make sure that that's paid off. We have 330 million people in the United States. That's not a lot of people compared to these other countries. All right. And as I go down the line, it is a terrible, terrible Caucasian culture for there to be this great line of credit while we sit in the border by force, wondering why we're at the bottom of the economy. We don't take time to calculate these types of things. We don't take time to understand these types of things. We have absolutely no idea. I don't know when I learned that there was a United States deficit. I heard it before. I have no idea what it meant. Look at the United States debt. This is U.S. national debt right here on the top left. Okay. Unfunded debt interest, $82 trillion. That's $82.4 trillion. Okay. Now we have assets here. There's no question about that. Able to see gold and precious metal, other precious metals. That's not a lot, though. We don't have a lot backing our dollar. Remember, gold used to be the standard. We used to use gold to back the dollar. That's not a lot. We don't use it anymore. But that's also the reason why our economy has been so bad. Investopedia is another great site for research. Got the list of the top 25 ranking richest countries. They say United States is number one. Okay. I happen to beg to differ with a huge debt. That we are number one. Okay. But there you have it. This is the share of the global economy currently. It's a lot of information. It's a lot of information to absorb, have an understanding for. And then taking continents as a whole and adding statistics and ratios in that fashion. It's a lot of numbers to understand. Okay. That's what makes it so difficult to get out of debt, but it's still your responsibility. Okay. And huge side of it, the great side of it is as an individual, you have the ability to separate from this travesty. That's the good thing. That's the great thing. Tell me this, what is it that causes 3 years of emergency pandemic, still ongoing, the pandemic still ongoing, several riots throughout the country, and a complete inability to make things right? People, this is what you need to understand. Okay, this is the shown national debt. We haven't even begun to discuss the fact that the United States owes the former slave over $250 billion. It's not even mentioned here, on top of other things that I'm sure that are true. I have a contract set by that asset, and an issue happens. I have a whole bunch of uncontrollable issues that I have to be able to combat. Okay. So, I mean, there is more than just uh, wealth at stake. Here, knowing that in your generation, this thing is going to go 500 times no matter what. You don't know where, but it's there. and it's there for the taking, I think you should probably start doing some research, taking a look at what's actually going on with the economy, have an understanding for what it is that this stuff is being made out of, and have a greater understanding. Okay, if you have any questions that I can help you out with, if you have any other stories that need to be covered, I want you to go ahead and leave a comment. Make sure you like, subscribe, and let us know what you think. This is HEESH Worldwide Publishing News. Prentice Johnson. Make sure you have a great day.